Decision. Decision making is one of the most powerful and potent gifts you can give yourself. Yet most people are in the habit of not deciding. Most people have not been taught how to become effective decision makers yet. When you master the art, and it is an art, of becoming an effective decision maker, then many wonderful things start to happen. The first thing is that you elevate yourself to sit on another frequency where all your good is waiting for you. When you're not making a decision, you tend to live in a state of ambivalence. And that state of ambivalence is a state of anxiety where you vacillate. Should I not? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I do this? Should I do that? So there's so much vacillation that you end up causing yourself to live in a state of fear, doubt, and worry, because you're so worried about making a mistake that by you not making a decision, you are actually making a decision not to decide. And what I've discovered in my experiences over the years, that the quicker I made a decision, once I had all the information at hand, so it was still an informed decision, and I made it quickly, not only did I feel the relief, but I noticed how quickly my outside reality changed. A good example of this is when I first started working with my mentor, the late legendary Mr. Bob Proctor. The first investment was around $15,500 US, and I didn't have the money. I had a credit card, I think, and I put down $2,500, and it was the October, and I remember that I was told, you need to pay this in full by the 1st of February, Tanya. And I didn't know how I was going to pay it. I remember shaking in my boots as I paid for the $2,500 as a deposit, but I didn't know where the money was going to come from. But I made a decision that I wanted to be mentored by Bob. Now, Bob's gone now, so unfortunately you can't rush and make a decision to work with Bob. But I am available, and I am the closest thing to Bob because I did spend some wonderful years with Bob. But with that being said, within that week of making that decision, out of the blue, an opportunity came, and I was living in LA at the time, for me to come back to Australia and do a training program for a big company here, a big customer service training program. Within the week of me making the decision, the money showed up. And of course, I came to Australia. I did a month's training for this big company, and I asked them to pay me in US dollars. And it's funny, after I had paid out all my expenses, that being an Airbnb and food and accommodation and transport, the exact money, the difference was there. I had exactly, I think it was 13,000, and the course was 15,500. So 13,000 showed up within a very short period of time because I made a decision. And so my conversation to you today is, where are you not deciding? Because everything is here waiting for you. All your cash and prizes, all your desires are here, because if you can see them in your imagination, guess what? You can hold them in your hand. But you're not deciding frequently enough, being in the habit throughout the day, deciding that that is what you're going to have, and that is the new you. You see, if you want to attract anything new into life, I say the first stage to start is to become a new version of yourself that has already achieved your results. And if you want to know how to become the new version of yourself, look, I have a self-image course that you can do below that will help you create, or as I say, remember who you truly are. Anyway, where are you not deciding? Often we are not firm enough with ourselves on a daily basis. We allow our mind to manage ourselves. We allow our usual pattern of thinking to really run loose all day long. And we're not deciding that we're not going to be doing that anymore. So this morning, I'll give you an example. This morning I woke up and I noticed that my mind's been like a runaway train ever since I've moved back here to Brisbane, Australia, because there's so many golden opportunities here. They're everywhere. And I noticed that I have been worrying about the business, you know, where do I begin again? Remember, I'm beginning again in a new country with a new paradigm. I'm beginning again, but I noticed that I'm not deciding that it is done. I'm rather allowing outside circumstances to control my thinking. And so that's one thing, the business. I am vacillating around the business. Well, maybe this will work here, maybe that won't work, rather than just being firm and saying, I am, you know, a successful business owner here in Australia. But I noticed that the old image is creeping in, which is one of fear, doubt, and worry. So I need to make a decision about that. I also need to make a decision. I wrote down, where am I not deciding? And one of them is around about a couple of job opportunities that have come my way. There have been the business, and there's been money. I love where I'm living right now. And also there's a car. I haven't decided whether I want a car or not. I love where I am now, but I haven't decided where do I want to buy. And so as you can see, there's a few moving parts that I'm not making a decision on. And I bet that you too are not deciding on what you would really, really love, because your current pattern of thinking is like a monkey, and it's just taking you down so many rabbit holes. Rather than you mastering your mind, it's mastering you. So my broadcast to you today is, where are you not deciding? And are you going to be honest enough and firm enough with yourself to say, enough is enough. I'm done with this. I'm making a decision. Now, we don't worry about the how. You just make the decision that you are going to have what you want. And of course, you be firm with that decision. You persist in that assumption or of that wish fulfilled no matter what. Because as Bob told me, Tanya, everything is here for you. You may not see it with your actual eyes, but it is here waiting for you to claim it. But you need to make a decision. And so I'll end in conclusion by saying, I highly recommend you do what I did this morning. And what I did was I sat down, and you can do the same, and I wrote out the subjects of where I'm not deciding. I'm not deciding about money. I'm not deciding about these job opportunities. I'm not deciding about buying a car. I'm not deciding about certain relationships in my life. And I wrote out where I'm not deciding, and then wrote out the opposite of that, about the decision I want to make about these various subjects where I'm not making a decision about. So I highly recommend, and that's your homework, go and write out where you are not deciding. It may be about an SP, it may be about your health, where you vacillate about, oh, I'm struggling, you know, I'm not, I've been like this for years, it's never going to change. No, make a decision. It is going to change, and it's going to start to happen immediately, that you are done living this life of struggle with regards to your health. You are done and dusted. And make that firm decision that every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. The same with finances. You make that decision. I'm over struggling. I'm done and dusted about this. Draw a line in the sand. Every day, in every way, I am becoming more financially prosperous. Or every day, my wealth is increasing. Or it could be that, you know, my income is constantly increasing. So you get to decide based on the subjects that are a bugaboo for you right now. So leave your comments below, because I'd love to hear from you. What exactly are you not deciding on? And then actually claim it right now by putting into the comments exactly what you've made a decision about. Because remember, when you write it down, you make it happen. So go ahead, put some skin in the game, write it down. I will be your accountability partner. So will the rest of the world be your accountability partner, because the moment you make the decision, that is when you start the process of that thing starting to move towards you, because what you are seeking is also seeking you. All right, my loves, that's it for me. Thanks for your company. And if you're new to my channel, then please consider subscribing, because I'm all about helping you master your mind so you can master your life. Bye for now.